Hello everybody, and welcome to the current round of the Azure Dreams Rider in the Sky tournament. Today we have Shauny versus Wugga. I'm Lady Me and I'll be on comms today, and so I'm expecting all of you to keep me company. The runners have been counted down and will soon be underway. For those of you unfamiliar, Azure Dreams is a PlayStation 1 era roguelike RPG. And today our runners will have out to go as far as they can, as fast as they can, up 99 floors. Technically, of procedurally generated towers full of monsters, traps, and treasures. And it's probably going to lay on some hurt. Now, as Septic is alluding to in chat, we do have the ability to wind out or otherwise re-enter the tower for the first 2 hours in order to try and get the highest climb possible and allow both of these runners. And, I would say it's unlikely that either of them will wind out, but at the same time, the second tower can be rough because we are not playing the regular game mode in which there are 40 towers and all of our runners are experienced to the point where they know what that's going to throw at them. We are playing the second tower, a special thing added to the game that was added to the game some point in development and dummied out, and is now accessible. And Shauny must be happy because he got his favorite shield, the Mirror Shield. That can reflect attacks, reflect spells back onto enemies. That's pretty handy because they are playing some slight randomization in the form of the Barong Casino, which is one of the only things we have changed about this. Everything else is just giving us access to a thing the game doesn't want us to have access to, but is still there. We've just, torn down the wallpaper and oh look, there's an elevator there. Ways in which this will be a different experience from your standard Azure Dreams is that what monsters are on what floors will be randomized, their level curves will be significantly heightened, and we're unlikely to find a wind crystal, and Wugga didn't get one from Ghosh. That probably means he's not gonna find one in any sort of speed. That's a little unfortunate. No wind crystals, so odds of wind crystals, not good, bad in fact. Also, the names of items will be concealed from the players, and oh goodness, a Granute is not a good first fight. Oh, that is a lucky warp trap on Wugga's side. Because they don't have the HP to deal with an evolved Griffin. A monster you can't find in the regular tower, and one of the tougher ones with only 16 HP. That would just destroy them. Yikes. We'll see what Shauny does. He's going to try and... Okay. That fireball does not deal enough damage. Okay, he has at least gotten that first level. That did end up being a fight he could take. Even having to spend a spell ball charge, but spell ball charges won't help you if you die. And that first level does so much for overall survivability. And they both are frogs at the same time, because they both tried to identify the tumnus fruit by eating it. That is a pretty good fruit to have identified, though. So, better sooner than later. one of the special features of the second tower is that item names will be concealed in this way. They will have to test items out, change their names, and do a variety of tricks. There's a couple of things that can be relied upon for names. That way. And it looks like even though Wugga kind of set out to avoid fighting the Grenoots, it has to happen sooner or later because the Palimpas were not giving him enough EXP to get off of the first level. Shauny does have the advantage in weaponry. That Fire Sword will be giving him same type attack bonus with Kuhn's Mixture Magic. While Wugga just has a Copper Sword, which is not terribly exciting. They'll both probably want to switch to a wand, but while they have a Fire-type Mixture Magic, the Fire Sword will technically do better than most wands. Or at the very least, the same. Likewise, Wugga will probably want to switch to a Leather Shield if he can. Oh, this is a bad room. This is bad. This is not a room I think either of them want to spend any time in. Shauny is already going to try and get out as much as possible. And it looks like Wugga also taking the opportunity to run. Wugga has a lot less to fear in terms of damage because that Diamond Shield will help him out for a little bit. In terms of pure defense, it's the best shield, but most of the runners will want at some point a shield that lets them avoid damage in some form. Shauny probably will stick with this Mirror Shield for the rest of his run if he can help it. Yeah, at this point, he can kinda take it. Yet, I can understand the instinct, but at a certain point, you have to fight some things to get early levels, even if it's a little bit intimidating. But Krakens fair to run from. Krakens are unpleasant. And especially when you have a sword. Oh, that's lucky. Also, wow, that's a party. That's a party no one would want to go to. Yeah, this is probably not the way to avoid this situation, unfortunately. Shauny is now in a bit of a pickle. Yeah, it's a party. In his face. Wugga getting off that floor onto the next one. In that regard, he is lucking out. Because this floor is unpleasant. That said, he's gonna want to build up his inventory, at least to some extent, while there are monsters he can beat. And I think, now that there are no longer Krakens, this is probably gonna be a good time. There are probably Ifrits, we know there are Wee Dogs, and Wee Dogs aren't the most intimidating thing in the universe. They're pretty tough, as you can see, but reasonably manageable? Yeah, those fireballs are gonna run out of charge at this rate pretty fast. These early couple of floors have not been at all kind in terms of monster availability. That is a wand. It's not a wand that's really better. Yeah. Level 2 on floor 5 is not good. Not pleasant. It's not terribly survivable. I would not be surprised if we see them both go down in not too long in order. Also, very sad to see those Krakens are still around. Oh, that volcano decided to waste its time. That's Oh, this is really bad. Wugga is about to have a bad time. Yeah, this is not good. Now... Oh, did he find a wind crystal? Wugga got a wind crystal after all. Okay. So he at least has an option for when the bad time gets going. Also, I don't know what that herb has been placed down for, but I think it's not going to be too... I would not be surprised if we see Wugga wind out. He can go commando, but I don't think he really wants to in this circumstance. And he has the ability to leave with his gear, with anything he can pick up. And he might want to... Yeah, he's probably going to want to do that soon. Unless he is just a maniac. It looks like Shauny has ended up also in a pretty tough spot. A little bit less tough because I would say that a wee dog and a Groot are a little bit better than a Kraken, but like, this is comparing oranges made of acid to acid made of oranges. Actually, come to that, acid made of oranges would just be orange juice, wouldn't it? Oh, snowman, that's great! Yeah, this is where I would leave. Wugga deciding he wants no part in this. Maybe his second climb will be kinder. That is not a luxury Shauny has. He is going to have to try and find something he can do here. Yeah, not much of terrible use here, unfortunately. He'll at least keep the diamond shield. But other than that, it's more or less the base couple of items, some levels on Kuhn, and 3 less fireball charges. But it's better than nothing. Oh, mirror shield coming in clutch! That's doing its job. Shauny must feel so vindicated. Unfortunately, we know that the next floor will contain no reprieve. Yeah, this makes some degree of sense. And as a selection. The lack of sword is probably gonna sting a little bit, but he'll hope to find a replacement in short order. And otherwise, that's a pretty good selection. This does mean Shauny now has a little bit of a chance to build up a lead as Shauny re-enters. And oh hey, a troll! There is at last something reasonable to fight. A moment free of agonies. Of course, there are also snowmen who are more agonies. But you know, there's something. There is hope and release. Seal Wand? That's not bad, but with a mirror shield, I don't think Shauny will go for it. It is in fact somewhat worse than a mirror shield in terms of its effect. Yeah, with a fire sword he won't. It's just not good enough. It's down the list of potential. Oh, that was not how Shauny would want this to go. Luckily, the Granute kind of forgot about. Yeah. Okay. This is a fun form of AI1 in which the Granute does not see Shauny on the other side of the doorway. Cute. But now he's probably going to want to get to that elevator quickly before he has a snowman to deal with. Snowmen, not fun. not very merry souls, Snowman. Don't believe the Frosty propaganda. Oh boy, more wands that are worse than what he has. That's not what he wants. One thing that's a little bit strange about the way going into the second tower works is that it does re-randomize things. It will use any renames given, and it will conceal items even when you're in the regular tower now, sometimes for some reason. It is not a perfectly unbuggy thing. We know that those are truth glasses. He is checking to see if these are all the same seeds. And they are, and they're not. Oh no, they're not actually, and they're not. Tovar is the worst rare seed, I would say, except for the ones that do you active harm. Mirror Shield, once again, fulfilling its purpose, vindicating Shauny's eternal affections for it. Good for him. As you can see, changing the names of items changes all items of the same type. And that's useful for identifying which herbs things might be. And particularly, I would say, with things where there are fewer options for things to be than herbs. Scrolls or bells in particular. While the towers are seated so that the first climb is the same and the second climb is the same between runners, the first and second climbs themselves are not alike. And so, now we'll see things that Shauny would not see unless things turn out that way, basically. Oh, and there is Garudas on this here floor. There might be a Garuda egg, and that would make Wugga very happy with having winded out. Oof. That is some unfortunate luck in terms of traps. Luckily, the only thing around is that unicorn who's not going to do a whole lot of scary damage to a fire-type cube. Wugga also getting a little bit luckier with what's on his tower on this climb. Trolls are good EXP and can be fought fairly reliably. Garudas, being wind element, are weak to fire, and that's pretty good. Yeah, I probably wouldn't mess around with any further swords unless he wants to find something to pick it up and chuck it. Which deals a little bit of damage and is a small thought. It's an option. This looks like it'll be some pretty good level grinding opportunities in terms of Shauny, as the most common things are unicorns who he can pretty much deal with, and also who will vindicate his favorite shield. That is an unfortunate seed to find by eating it. Hello, SpeedGaming! We have just begun an Azure Dream second tower race. They will be having some pretty disparate climbs from both the regular experience and from each other, as they are now on different tower entries. Shauny is still on his first climb, Wugga quickly closing the gap, he had to wind out earlier and is now making a second climb. And he knows there are U-boats on this floor, and that's unpleasant, as are mules. Pretty bad. But it does include a floor more of Garudas in which he might hope to find a Garuda egg. Oh, Arashes. Yeah. Any of these three monsters would be a very solid egg on Wugga's side. And Shauny now has the hopes of maybe an Arash. And oh, abduct happened. That's unfortunate. Oopduct even. Because the randomizing de-randomizer changes that text. Yeah, this is not a great position for Wugga to be in. Had to take a moment to collect himself for what to do here. He doesn't know. It keeps taking him away. That's kind of funny. Hopefully, nothing too bad will happen to him while he's separated. Oh, are those Mandaras? That's also bad. At least he got the pickup on the U-boat, but like, unpleasant. And I do not give Kuhn great odds, and oh, that's sure a corner Shauny finds himself in here. Unfortunately, yeah. Luckily, managed to distract the Mandara. That's pretty good, actually. And deters the Garuda, but not the next U-boats. And where has Kuhn gone? Where was Kuhn taken to? Hopefully he's not far off. Looks like, oh, a fight with the U-boat is very bad, but Kuhn is very close. Wugga probably will be able to make it back to Kuhn's side or to the elevator, whichever comes first. Oh, nope. He did not manage to make it. So close. And now he's in a bit of a predicament. Not ideal, in fact. He's able to get out of that, but losing Kuhn this early on has got to sting, and he does not know what is behind that corner. I missed whatever the spell ball Shauny just fired did. Yeah, there are now snowmen. This is now a little bit... Oh, sabers. Correction, that's even worse. He does have another wind crystal. That is his advantage. I wouldn't be surprised if he toughed it out for a bit to see if he can't find an egg, a restore scroll, something of advantage before he wind crystals back out again. Check and see if any of those eggs are oh, a sleep ball. That's pretty good. There is an antidote herb. He actually had it. Oh, that's a fun joke. You know, catching the Palumpa for I don't think we're gonna see Palumpa percent in a tournament match. Maybe I'll be wrong. That has been known to happen. You know, for friendly thirds. Jokes. Also, that's an unpleasant room, I gotta say. And it's not looking like it's going to get nicer. Ooh, a nice little spell ball for Shauny. His inventory is not terrible. He can at least identify most of the herbs. That Mandara, I think, was paralyzed rather than out of MP. I think there was a message about that. Yeah, as you can see, it's no longer out of MP. They were just close enough that the traps were able to be triggered. Unfortunately, this is not a good room for Wugga to be in. It might be about that time. No? What are you doing, Wugga? Is the elevator there and I didn't see it? Is there some hope I'm missing? Is he okay, there is the elevator. He was not just thinking, man, that must be a roche fruit, because it's probably not. you never know. Something could be a positive on occasion. At least he has Palumpus. But these cowards have not been messing around today. Hey, this is a seed of uncommon cruelty. Wugga is closing that gap a bit, but I don't know how long he'll be able to keep running for, really. Yeah, like, okay. Blinder Ball, he would want an Arachne. He would very much want an Arachne if one could be had. And if he finds that it's an egg here, I would not be surprised if he goes directly for it. Because that would just change this whole situation up. A leather shield. The shield that Shauny does not want in this circumstance. But Wugga would probably be a little bit glad for, though, like, at the moment, taking hits with his face is about what he has access to. Oh no, he is not going to look for an Arachne egg. He is just going to keep climbing and get as far ahead of the curve as he can. Maybe he's hoping Shauny has had the sort of bad luck he has had. Now that could be something good. That could be like a necklace. That could be a clown. Okay, there's some things on this floor, or that would be worth his time. Heck, even if you, for example, even if it was, I think I saw a glacier there, which would not be the ideal here. With Palumpa, he could get Mixture Magic on board. Oh, this is unfortunate. This is bad. He is going to wind out, see what that egg is, see if that's a thing he wants to bring back with him. It's a Naples. Doubled HP growth is not terrible. We'll see if that's a thing he intends to play around with. Or if he will take it as a reserve. Which eggs will he... Looks like he is at the moment keeping both of the eggs. Palumpa would be good fusion bait, mixed bait, either for the Naples or the Palumpa. With the Naples, it would get the Mixture Magic, and then you'd have a monster in that. Oh, he is hatching this at home. This is his child now. Okay, this is gonna be fun. Yes, Mr. Isaac, essentially. Okay. Oh, CC'd, okay, that makes some sense. Yeah, I don't see him not fusing, but it looks like he might be intending to fuse the Naples into Q, which, again, makes some sense. He's keeping the C-Seed in case he wants to go water strat. That's a pretty handy thing. I see Shauny is doing the same. Yeah, Kyun has the levels. This will be a faster hatch, and one of the advantages to the Naples fusion is that the amount of HP gained will be things. A Palumpa making climb would be very funny. He will not have to recover the HP gained this way, so that is a pretty handy advantage. And Kyun is now going to be able to take a lot of damage. damage in terms of its 58 new HP, which patches up, I would say, one of Kuhn's consistent problems. But in the meanwhile, Shauny has ended up on a floor or with the music bug. So it was probably going to be the same music as last time, but now we have to wait until a level up comes to hear it. While the multiple re-entries do put Wugga at a deficit, Wugga is very good at going fast. And so this is a pretty achievable deficit, particularly if Shauny runs into really just about any misfortune that slows him down, which is probably going to be plentiful, honestly. The tower thus far has not been light on misfortune. Yeah, that is a good question. Wugga did find another wind crystal. He is able to keep winding out if he wants to. Or needs to. Luckily, his Kuhn has the levels that this is not going to be a problem, even if it was of a nature to be a problem. Which, with the noise at this point, not so much. Oh, Batnals! That's a scary, scary prospect on Shauny's side. Batnals can heal, and they can hit reasonably hard. Yeah, he's just going to illumine it out. He wants no part of this shenanigans. Funny. Also, Death and Clowns, Big Brother and Little Brother. That's cute. Now we are on to the third second tower, and oh joy. Vipers. Viper Town has come for us. Oh, how many hearts is that? That looks like it's a sleep herb. The one herb that has 7 hearts in the disguise using hearts of the second tower. Yeah, Shauny is just burning resources when he encounters these guys, and I cannot blame him. These guys are formidable. Okay, this is not a bad little inventory for Wugga to be starting out with. I'm sure he'd like something a little bit more confidence inspiring than the wooden wand, but at the very least he has a strong and pretty tanky Kuhn as far as these things go, and that'll do him some service. Shauny looks to be doing a little bit of inventory management while he has the opportunity, and while there's nothing in particular in his path. Ooh, and an egg. I don't think we've seen. Okay, that could be something interesting. Just from the fact that there are Batnals around, and mules do make tremendously solid monsters. Okay, so now he knows that scroll is something interesting or it's not. But now at least he has identified the least interesting scrolls. Shauny does look like he might be thinking about seeing what's in that egg. Or seeing what's in something at the very least. That's not great. At the very least, he knows where Kyun is. That is why you want Kyun to be behind you, so that you can quickly return to him. Now Wugga has to decide between looking for Kyun, exploring the floor for items, and basically whether or not anything else will come to mess him up. In this case, no. Oh, so this ended up being the best available decision. Uh-oh. That always makes a level a little bit more interesting because it could be something very exciting. Has seen the worst possible, well no, two of the worst possible scrolls. I think the only boring scroll remaining, or at least useless scroll remaining, is the alchemical. Everything else has some good uses. I love how, really, in most games, something that turns stuff into gold, exciting. Like, this is the whole premise of alchemy as a pseudo-science, but here it's just the most useless thing. There are already too many gold coins, why would you ever want more? I think about him in the sort of groove he would consider. They're fairly solid, though also like, ooh, snowmen are not the place where you want to be saying that. They are formidable and scary. Yeah, that is an extremely valid approach, even if you know it's only one hit away, which is hard to say because the levels here are a little bit out of sync because anything can be on any floor. A miss would be unpleasant. Just, you know, put that mildly. A miss would be unpleasant. Okay, so, leather shield, that is a shield Wugga will probably want to put on when his diamond shield gets outpaced. Which happens alarmingly fast. Every 2 points of shield defense only removes 1 damage. That's Not a lot, really. Especially not when you get to the really high floors of the second tower and suddenly, oh hey, everything's dealing like 70 damage. Oh, looks like that was very strange. Looks like Shauny is going to try hatching that egg. And again, seeing what is in it. If a bomb trap would have destroyed the egg, that would be a fascinating tragedy, and I think a novel discovery of ways Kyun could screw you out of something. And I feel like Kyun must always be looking for new and exciting situations in which he can make your life harder. And I say this as a Kyun fan, honestly. Oh, that's like the worst thing it could have been. That's sad. Shauny taking the time to provide commentary on the volcano. There are maximums. This is honestly, if you're Wugga, a great situation in which maybe things are going to be difficult for Shauny for a little bit. U-boat egg! Okay, Wugga's egg luck has been pretty good. So, what makes a U-boat egg special is the fact that U-boats can scout. They can go underground and look at the entire floor and give you a map. And this is pretty good, but it is very expensive. We're not talking Garuda cheap. But as long as they have some MP, they can still do it. An herb, that's enough for one. A random seed, that's enough for a scout. And so that's a little bit more affordable than you would think. Unfortunately, Wugga does still have that regular U-boat to deal with. Eggs and pita are also reasonably common. But really, I would say that the main thing about U-boats is that you can do it and then the points of the MP is deducted, rather than checking to see if you have the MP before allowing you to scout. So that's going to be speeding up his runtime significantly. We do have the blue collar. Interesting that he's not immediately taking that out to look around. I probably would. But maybe he's figuring this is an early enough floor that he's comfortable with that. Oh, That's also interesting. Yeah, he'll likely save it for when he wants the elevator real quick. Meanwhile, Shauny still having to deal with maximums. Yeah, it's the only monster we chase instead of running from. Yeah, I'd probably toss the decurse scroll. That's not bad at the very least, and we know it's not cursed. It's admittedly no better than the wooden wand, except in very niche circumstances, aka you have enough red sands to make it worth your while. When something is... No, that is not a speed ball. Okay. At the first item a Barong spits up, that's... A spell ball can have some decent charges. Oh yeah, yeah. Krakens are affected by this. That does technically make it worse than the wooden wand. Fair enough. A poison herb, not terribly exciting. Yeah, I would probably switch something out for that. Probably the wooden wand, but you know. One does what seems appropriate. Okay, that's fair. Poison herb is of the negative status effect herbs. Maybe not the best available one, but it's not terrible. Also, I would like it known that I appreciate the poison. Flat scroll, which, like, useless. Okay, he is now looking through his inventory, seeing what things are disposable and what things identifiable easily. Okay. It is engrossing to watch the gachapon machines at work. Ooh, mystery fruit, mystery fruit. Could be a Roche, we don't know. One always hopes. Even in the absence of plausible explanation, one hopes. That said, this is a 10th floor gap Wugga does need to make up, and too much waiting around for Barongs can jeopardize that making it up. While at certain times you have to assume that your opponent is doing better than you rather than worse, I think, a lot of the time. That they've seen everything. A Roche rolled into a Garuda would be such a difference maker. That said, a 10th floor gap is not implausible. Shauny is well known for being very slow and methodical, and Wugga is known for being very fast. But in the meanwhile, he's going to be using whatever is available to him, pretty much. Mystery fruit, mystery fruit. Unfortunately, not the fruit one wants. One hopes for a Roche around every corner. Now, what will he use his truth glasses on? If anything. Yeah, next egg or spell ball, I think. Was that saber poisoned by a trap or by a poisoner? Admittedly, the difference here is marginal. I'm just wondering because I'm curious. Oh, the worst crystal. Goodbye. Oh, he was thinking about that diamond shield. There is not a term limit. Or rather, there is a turn limit, because eventually the turns will cause you to be pushed forward onto the next floor. Or this is an earthquake. Technically, we occasionally goof around and have earthquake %. And occasionally one might use a tile immunity to avoid situations. Well, to use the earthquake to get out of an otherwise unsurvivable scenario. It takes forever though, and is not terribly a concern. You get plenty of advance notice. Wugga finally making the choice to move on forward. If you would like to know more about Earthquake % or any of our runs, check out our Discord. Ah, now we see Wugga deciding he's gonna pull out the stops. He's going to use the U-boat. Gonna zoom in the camera so that it takes less time to get off screen. And he is going to go along his merry way. Ooh, not the herb he wanted to see there. Larseed, also probably not what he wanted to see. Yeah, he did not manage to get that Manoeva to be convinced to do something. Looks like he's thinking about his options. I for one would just leave. Okay, these trolls will be some easy ZXP for Wugga to go sprinting with. Shauny has found another egg he's testing out. I did not see when he picked that up. So your guess is probably slightly better than mine in terms of what might be there. Oh, that is not a star glass. That is a truth glass, and it is a... okay, Wugga's in trouble now. It is a Garuda egg. All right. Shauny is now in business. Remember how I said it's fast? It's not. It's that, like, while not prohibitively expensive, scouting is not Garuda cheap. Garuda's special ability of Duct, which can pick something up and move it, is very cheap. It can pick you up and move you. It can to a random room on the floor. It can do that over and over again, very nearly in perpetuity. Yeah, I would also get off the stealth floor before pulling it out and going to town. Because Garudas are not tough things, and something bad happening to Garudas would be something. It won't be level 1, but Garudas are a little frail. Luckily, it's wind elemental, so that there's at least not an advantage, and that's the first time you will ever hear the phrase, luckily it's wind elemental. The time limit on this climb is 3 hours in total. After 2 hours, they will not be allowed to re-enter and will be on their final climb. Whoever makes it to the highest floor across any climb they make will be the winner, and ties will be broken in terms of who got there first. He doesn't have a wind crystal, and he's not likely to find it, unfortunately. I think Shauny is probably just gonna go with the Garuda. The second tower does not have a whole lot of Garudas, and at this point, Garuda is actually reasonably safe. It's not perfectly safe. I wouldn't call it the safest thing in all time, but it's not unsafe, let's call it. With careful strats, you can avoid pretty much any attack you can see coming. And with a CC, it's now very safe. What is this? What is this for? Oh, getting even a spell maybe out of the Garuda? That would be funny. But looks like he's deciding not to. With the Garuda, you really aren't going to be fighting very much. You want to avoid fights where you can, and you can do that. Shauny will be taking a small break before continuing onward, and I would recommend that for anyone who needs one. In fact, I might take a tiny second to go and see if I can't shove something into my face real quick, and maybe use the restroom. So I will be right back. Best of luck to Wugga in the meanwhile. Yep, it's Wugga time. Because in order to prevent cheating by, say, using the randomizing de-randomizer, to make a really good tower seed and then just get really good at playing that, we have a programmer caused that to change the trainer class from tamer to runner. This for reasons of, look, that's just how it is. Hello, SpeedGaming Portuguese. We are about an hour into a second tower race. Hey, Shauny is in the lead and has gotten the best monster for climbing up the tower really fast. So that is gonna be a bit of a problem for Wugga, who's going to have to hope that disaster strikes. He does not know that that's what he's hoping for, but it is what he's hoping for. And as I was saying, changing the tamer class from tamer to runner causes a couple of things in the menus to also change, and thus abduct or abduct, if you want to be clear, because a schwa sound is a schwa sound. Let's see what that egg is. Oh, that's so sad. Noise, play Despacito. The Azure Dreams universe has noises trained as musicians. I would like that. I think that'd be fun. Anyway, as you can see, Shauny can just use Garuda to escape his problems all day. It is his feelings he will use to escape his feelings. Garuda is so absurd. That would at least prevent one of the variety of misfortunes that could befall Garuda being separated from Shauny. Garuda has the keys to escape the closet. Garuda has the keys to escape everything. The only problem that can't be solved with a Garuda is a lack of, well, actually no, that would solve it a lot, but being separated from the Garuda. So the familiar bell helps. There are some edge cases where even safe Garuda strats are not perfectly safe, but they are real edge cases. But when they happen, oh, you're in trouble. Because Shauny's gonna be massively underleveled for everything he experiences, encounters, or occurs. Also, yeah, you technically could abduct an enemy or abduct an enemy, and then familiar bell to get your Garuda back. That's a thing you could do in case of an emergency. Which is pretty funny. Wugga has been making great time and has closed a significant portion of the gap with the aid of his U-code. Unfortunately, there's just also a Garuda on the other side. Okay, Mahalsey, that's pretty good. The other misfortunes that could occur to Shauny's Garuda run at this point, sniping by an enemy with a strong spell, but luckily most of those are going to be fire spells, so he does have a little bit of defense against that. Not a lot, but a little. Or walking onto a trap that removes his ability to use Garuda for a minute. Wugga having to pop his noise egg, probably at this Spatnel, because Spatnels are scary. It's not enough, and oh, that's like half his health in a single hit. That's not good. That's unpleasant, in fact. Okay. Now, blocks do represent one of the dangers, and that small room, landing back in it, is one of those edge cases where things could go bad. Yeah, Batnels are the surprise terror of the second tower. They are tanky, they hit strong, they can heal. It's just a bad time all around. So as for U-Boat versus Garuda, who will win? It's probably Garuda, but like, I'm excited to see Wugga give that Garuda, Wugga, put it in its place if he can. That would be very exciting. Also, Streamwan, he's been carrying that C-Seed around for a while now, so that he can have an identified C-Seed. This is what he wants in order to keep this matchup reasonably competitive. I think he might be taking a small break. I think this was something he said he would deal with. Paralyzed Wand is a pretty good switch up. Number one, he's no longer using a fire elemental attack. Number two, he's no longer using elemental attacks. Number three, he's no longer using... And therefore, like, a paralysis might, on a rare occasion, be the answer to all of his problems. Yeah, getting some distance with... Oh, that's not ideal. Looks like he will need to... Oh, nope, that's not what he wanted to do. That could have gone very bad, in fact. Had he done the less safe approach. He's out of spell balls, which is also, like, offensive. No, he does still have one more. Okay, that's good, at least. But now he's in, like, a lot of his inventory has proved to be a bit hollow now, with his spell balls running out of juice. That's gonna make that a little bit tricky. Also, yeah, this floor has been rough for Shauny. he has had no luck getting to the elevator from around this array of monsters. Oh hey, Maximum. This is a small floor, is my observation. This is not a floor of significant size. Or he's just so unlucky. It is playing keep away with the elevator. Ultimately, he's choosing to prioritize his own small HP gains on the grounds that, well, even if he loses Garuda, he still can survive, and him being able to take a hit is an important element of that. He has finally managed to get to the elevator unmolested. Ooh. Also less than ideal. Water crystal is a pretty good crystal under the circumstances. I mean, in general, but also, like, especially when you are here and okay, his bells are in fact holy bells, so he still has another. That's huge. Wugga got pretty close to catching up, but during his break, Shauny has made a lot of space left in which to go fast. There is so much money in the second tower, it's not remotely fair. Here, it's kind of obnoxious. Because if you imagine this was post-game, you probably have better access to money, frankly. Ooh, and, okay, oh wait, I thought that was Wugga poison, paralyzed, but no, it's different. That's pretty good. That's a good situation. Shauny taking the occasional chance to take a pot shot at the blocks and so on. His inventory is pretty good for this juncture, and particularly for an approach that is all about going quick. Going as fast as he can with as long a lifespan on his monster as possible. Honestly, with a stream wand and then at these levels, I would not be super intimidated by an Ifrit. It's just not that spooky in comparison with stream wand water element. That's pretty good stuff right there. Like, the casino is so broken, the racetrack is abusable. Well, and not terribly expensive as these things go. So, this money just ends up, like, number one, making you very paranoid about where might a Manaweeva be. And number two, it ends up filling up the item cap. We have seen this happen a couple of times this tournament, where the item cap gets hit, and therefore, oh, that could have been real bad. And there's no room for real safe Garuda strats either. That could have gone really bad, really fast. Oh. Ah, there's a stealth there. It's not going to be as easy to fight as it might normally be with Kyun as a... Oh no, is Kyun going to die? Ooh, that's unfortunate. And there's a maximum. That was about to be really bad. goodness gracious. Now, what to do if you're Wugga? His real best option just got crushed by the septic special, pretty much. He still has the U-boat. He can still use that to scout out if there's anything that might be a restore scroll, but that's really unfortunate. Actually, what is the scroll he has? That might be worth looking at, particularly because he is in not a great position otherwise. He has some spell balls, and those can last him a bit. That's a restore scroll. He is back in action, folks. Also, ooh, an egg. Not any of the particularly Shauny already has all he could want in terms of eggs, but it's still, in terms of monsters, but it's still a pretty nice state of affairs. And certainly that egg can be used to get him out of a situation that can be used as food for the Garuda. Solve a wide variety of problems, basically. Wugga's gonna need to pull out all the stops and to get some really good elevator luck in terms of getting any of this gap reduced. You can see Shauny just blazing on through it, basically. Oh, neat. Oh, that's not the spell ball you hope for, really. Especially not when you have several of them. Because the repel ball is just not that good. There's like a niche for it, but it's a small niche. Jarapita, that's pretty good as far as fruits go. Oh, and it is a specialty of the second tower. Elevator luck plus a Garuda. Man, power. We want to see a match. And stop being this nice to Shauny on floor 35. He's good. He's got it covered. Ah. We will not know what that did to that Astra. But it sounds like it was better than it deserves, and also, oh, that noise is actually very scary. Noises have a surprisingly high in defense. Stat growth. So that at this sort of level, they become kind of lethal jokes, and oh dear, that's real bad. Yeah, okay, there's Q down again on Wugga's side. That's not at all good. He is once again having to go commando. Also, Naplises are relative to a U-boat to a Garuda run pretty scary, honestly. Because they can wake up from a sleep and attack you in the same action, which is not common. Also, killers, that's not good. Wugga is not having the sort of luck he would really like to have, I think. And needs at this point. Going to have to proceed with a lot of care not to get caught out by, for example, these metals, who are pretty intimidating, and also, more importantly, a source of paralysis, which would just be the worst option. Yeah, okay. Wugga, I would probably not exit out here, even though he does still have time to do so, if only because it is very late in the match. You don't know. Like, I'd be nervous about whether or not I'd be able to make up this gap at the, even if one existed here and now. Shauny getting the opportunity to play the Barong slots as well. Okay, that is a flat scroll, that's pretty good. And then handy to have identified. Also, man, there are a lot of Naplises on this floor. Actually, come to that, between the options available, we have had all of the good eggs. We're very nearly all of them, haven't we? Garuda, U-boat, we've got like a Naplis for a little something extra. Oh, well, okay then. Yeah, this feels like a good place for a torpedo, frankly. Oh. Not ideal. Oh yay, you at least know where the elevator is. You have nothing to defend you against anything that might come your way. Wugga really not being given any breaks at this point. And oh no, this is bad. That's real bad. Win? Okay, yeah, I think that is the right decision. He still has a good Q. He no longer has that U-boat, which he would really like, I think, in the circumstances. But he does at least have something. Hello! We are at the 125 mark of a 3-hour match. Wugga has been unfortunately forced out of the tower. He now has quite a lot to make up. And Shauny is not going to be slowing down unless something very, very bad happens to that Garuda. that something really, really bad should happen to that Gerudo, which is a problem. Wugga at the very least has, like, your ideal setup for just some good old-fashioned tower climbing. But that's not as good as it might be. And also, we now see the randomization of the second tower coming back in to change what that spell ball is labeled as, which is kind of funny. Interesting that he's not immediately pulling Kyun out of the bag. Like, I think he might be a little bit distracted by the situation in which he finds himself. In about a half hour, there will be no more re-entries. Whatever climb they are on is their final climb. But I think Shauny would have a hard time making up this climb if something were to happen to it. Oh man, this is getting silly now. Just getting a tour of the Monster Tower and its wide variety of gold coins. Actually, now that I think about it, I wonder what numismatism is like in the Azure Dreams universe. Are these coins originally made by someone? Dimmelin, who I guess is what we're going to call the wizard who made the Dimmelin Tower? What are we feeling like? Is there a king somewhere who made the coins? Tao's Adventure probably answers some of this question, but we forget about that one. Also, hey, Manoivas are one of those things that can happen to Gerudo runs to make them end tragically. Anything which cannot be foreseen that would be bad, basically, is a thing that can cause a Gerudo run to abruptly become sad. Huh. Oh well. Yeah. Oh, fun. There are stealths and zooms, which admittedly is not the worst thing, particularly because these are on early floors. You know, extreme numismatics because of Manoivas does sound really fun now that I think about it. Ooh. Yeah, Shauny's gonna be gonna be away from these floors as quickly as possible, I think. All these gold coins, any one of which could end in Shauny's fun Gerudo adventure. Yeah. I win. Since the command does not currently, as far as I know, even when it works, have the Discord, allow me to share a link to the Discord for any and all fun resources, more stream times, etc. of Azure Dreams. If you would like access to, for example, the weird second tower they're both doing where all the names are stuff and all the monsters are randomized and the points don't matter. And oh no. Is he feeling up to extreme numismatics? No, apparently. He is sending out trash to is he sending out Cune? It's not, funnily enough, a randomizer. Even though it is actually a thing that's in the game, they just covered up the exit and removed your ability to access it. Though that it is functionally a randomizer, it's just a built-in one, which is very fun. And oh hey! Manoivas! We're not done with them yet. Shauny is probably very frustrated with them. Nice. I too would be very cautious and paranoid in Shauny's position, knowing that at any point in time, surprise, Manoiva ends the run. But yes, technically, even if you're not using the randomizer, which does have a function to get you access to the second tower, if you have a Game Shark and the right codes, you can also access the second tower. That's pretty fun. But yeah, when you have a Garuda run, Manoivas can be run-ending landmines, and in the second tower, Garudas can be, or Manoivas can be technically on any floor. I mean, if you've already seen all the monsters on the floor, there won't be surprise Manoivas, but if you haven't, then how do you know they're not? Oh, that's also really unfortunate for Wugga. He's not having a great day, really. Shauny taking the opportunity to get just a little bit of EXP that will hopefully be life-saving in his case. He must be feeling extremely underleveled because the level curve here is so fast. Ko is kind of always the weakest thing in the tower, but it's more so under the circumstances. Okay, with any luck, yeah, Shauny doing some checks for coin to see if any of those coins would be a disaster. Once in a while. Oh, I see. The elevator is also in this room. It wasn't just for the barong. Okay. It is partially for the barong. Oh, malicious bell. Okay. There we go. We are baronging. That is one of the fun things about the second tower as an option, is that the baronging can happen at any point and they're no longer especially rare. Yeah, we see the momentary hesitation as he crosses through the valley of coins there. Is is one of these a mana weaver? Are we on a mana weaver floor? How can it be detected? And is it possible for humans to know? And the answer is yes, it is technically possible, but not in advance of finding one, basically. This is maybe not the ideal circumstances, but at least he is out of the doorway, which is the most menacing place for an Azure Dreams player to find themselves in some ways imperiled in. This is because what your monster can sort of detect varies a little bit depending on whether you are in a door or a hallway. And doorways are neither rooms nor hallways. They are just nightmares. Shauny is taking a small break. I advise anyone else to remember that they are a human being with physical needs, unfortunately. Oh man, that is a slightly rough set of enemies to be cornered by. Ultimate attack and ultimate defense. The ultimate monster there in pieces before him. Oh, kids, wow, Wugga is just not catching a break. While we wait, particularly because we're on a floor without sound, I will switch to Wugga's while we wait for Shauny to... Never mind! Okay, my magic about saying the phrase, maybe we will switch which audio we're using, works even when it's not about internet connections. I can now compel people to return from bathroom breaks. This is the most useless magical compulsion power. Oh no! Poor Garuda! Yeah, that's not good. I'd probably use like a sleep bone maybe, or a binding bone? Yeah. But like, yikes. Yikes. Shauny's just gonna kinda have to hope that there aren't like stealths or mana weavas or really anything bad anywhere in his general vicinity. Because, yeah. I'd probably check the binding ball or check the egg. Okay, the pillar ball is empty. That is good for him to know. I might even want to say use the water crystal just so that you're sure nothing happened. Because the funny thing about a Garuda run is that while it is pretty safe and pretty reasonable, oh, that could have been very bad. It is not completely free of the possibility of trouble, and whatever could happen to a Garuda run, it can happen very quickly. Yeah, I'd have probably used the water crystal in the water crystal in the same position. Oh no! Oh, this could be very bad. Oh, there's the familiar bell. Okay, never mind. I thought he had one. I knew he had one. I had thought maybe he had used it because I did not see it at an immediate glance. But, like, that is one of those things that can be very bad. It could be a Dreamin' Egg to save him. Dreamin' Eggs have done him good in the past. But, like, it'd have to do really good here. Okay, floor 48. Luckily staying just out of that Dreamin's aggro range so it does not try to go for him. Oh, well that's convenient. Okay, that's not especially useful. Okay, that has a niche use for a repel spell, technically. In part because, like, while he has the ability to repel magic naturally, the Garou doesn't, so that's worth something. Let's see if there's anything of particular either use or obstacles here. Wugga getting some decent luck with elevators, which is coming in real handy. See here. Hopefully he's able to kind of keep up the pace with levels. I'd be a little worried about that. Okay. Scratch everything I said. Also, so Kuhn, having gotten some levels across these runs and having the Annapolis' double full HP, is now pretty good. It now has some pretty solid HP stats in case of emergencies. Also, Mana Weavers are back again, and that must make this so spooky. That's gonna make this a little bit concerning. Nope, that he was not. Okay, he has managed to dodge that one. This one, but these are probably... We're now in for about 2 rounds of the most threatening possible floors, I would say. Shauny deciding maybe he should just, leave. Not deal with that floor. And now he is surrounded by something, and there's probably something between him and the elevator, but maybe not. Maybe he'll be very lucky. Nope. Okay, that is so much damage taken. Now he's just gonna have to hope that Abduct is kind to him. Now that all the landmines are in use. Okay, he managed to get off of this floor. Oh, hey! Luckily, these 2 floors will hopefully get him out of Manoiva country for a few minutes. I say hopefully, but like, I mean for him. I am talking out of the side of my mouth that likes seeing everyone do well and not have disasters occur to them on stream. But there's, you know, the side of my mouth that also wants Wugga to have a fighting chance. And the Garuda is going to be an obstacle to that. Yeah, they are so underleveled that he is getting 2 levels simultaneously and now lives in a state of paranoia. Because random monsters give him enough HP, EXP, to get Garuda 2 levels at the same time. Meanwhile, Wugga making, I would say, pretty good time. All things considered. But it's still a daunting task he has of improving his score and... Well, okay, actually, he has a pretty good chance of improving his score. Or the odds of this surpassing Shauny's are vanishingly low. Not... Oh, that could be something. I'd probably use a pair of glasses on that, see if there's, if those are truth glasses, but I think those are probably star glasses if I had to judge. In part because of the way they are being held onto. 2 dreaming eggs. Yes, 2 dreaming eggs. That would do the trick. 6 hearts or star? Okay, that makes sense then. Also, wow, those are so many coins, I cannot blame him for the paranoia. It is... Look at all these coins! This is too many coins! What is that? I hate how many coins there are. Okay, let's see what that is. An arachne egg, that is very nice. That is something to work with here. We have now had, like, all of the really good monster eggs this run. And also, man... Coins make me so uncomfortable. I am not made to be an extreme numismatist. Okay. This is a great monster to have in action. Yeah. Basically, every use of the Killer Ball has gotten Shauny into the elevator room. That is a thing. It is a nice feature. Hey, Barongs! The one monster you're still okay with seeing, even in a Garuda run. Also, Wugga switched over to the Arachne, has decided, I think, that if he wants Kuhn, that if he has to rely again on Kuhn, he can rely again on Kuhn with that HP, not going to give that up in case he needs it later. And that's sensible enough. He has had all of his runs thus far kind of end when his, not terribly long after his time with his monster of choice ends. I see where that might go. Oh, this. No, Mirror Shield! Mirror Shield! Okay, Shauny. Okay, extremely valid. He is going to be so smug about that, and he has every right to be. The mirror shield saved him, absolutely. It is his favorite, and it repays him here. Like, yes, technically, it could have just as easily not repaid him, but it repaid him. In the end, that is all that really matters. Also, water crystals pair great with that arachnid. As it gains levels, Wugga can keep improving its attack. That's very good. But also, even to tie, much less however much longer this run might last, on Shauny's end, Wugga still needs to put out, okay, technically about just shy of a floor a minute for the rest of the run, and that's doable, but oh, that could have been really bad. That is what safe Garuda strats. That is why Shauny, he has the Garuda target a spot, and then he moves on to the spot. Interesting that Wugga is bringing them out. Oh, is he going to fuse them? Okay. He might, but we will see. He thought about it. I can understand why he didn't. Also, tiny rooms with monsters, that's not good. Those are the circumstances where things can go rather awry, because it increases the odds of Shauny being dropped directly into their lines of fire when they wake up. Coming on the 2-hour mark, at which point everything will be in its final form. This will be the final run in a very short order. I suspect Wugga is taking a small bathroom break and would advise anyone who needs it to do the same. Shauny's inventory is really good. Like, this would be a fantastic inventory if you didn't, even if you did not have a Garuda. The presence of Garuda makes this all really something else. And also, look at that problem. He can escape. That doesn't need to be his problem because he has Garuda. To use this on? A fleet ball, okay. Yeah, these are some busy corridors. Or is Shauny... Oh, yeah, that... Okay. He has at least gotten into the elevator room. He can leave this accursed-looking floor. 64. No, this is for the PlayStation. Goodness. The nostalgia. Not for this. This is, I believe, one of the tile sets. Yeah, it's one of the tile sets unique to the second tower. Boy, look at all these fun things that were almost in the regular game, but just could not get into a stable place fast enough. Okay. 65. Okay, Wugga is in fact back in action. And it's not a great position he's in. He has a fantastic monster. This would be a dream run, but like a dream run a while ago, unfortunately. And now everything's a gold coin. I hate alchemy space. Yeah, this is the thing that they think. Okay, he is just chucking it away and making it someone else's problem. Yeah, I would not even enter this room, frankly. I would not. I have been in this position. I have been having a fun time with a Garuda. I enter a room. I think, oh, it's only a couple of steps between me and this sleeping monster. No. No. You might hit a sleep trap. You might hit a paralysis trap. It will wake up. It will kill you. This is my hard-earned lesson. Learn it, Shauny. Learn what I, unfortunately, learned too late. Taking chances is for suckers in a Garuda run. No, flat even. Not. That's a lot of coins lined up surprisingly neatly. Oh, that's a room. Luckily it's a room he does not have to deal with. It'd be really nice if Wugga could have some of these elevator trains, frankly. Oh, speak of the devil! I can occasionally use my irony powers for good. Also, I would love to know what determines when a volcano thinks it should do that.
not trust these intersection rooms. At least he's able to get the occasional level off of monsters like these golems.
Also, we are past the 2-hour mark. They are on their final climb. No further deaths, no further re-entries. They are locked into their current situations, both of which are very good. They are just not very even. It's funny seeing Manaweavas on a floor background you'd expect to see them on, but it's floor 22, and not floor 5. Also, that is a lot of eggs. Well, I mean, I guess technically that would be useful if it weren't already a fire element monster. Also, yikes, that's so many coins, and that makes me feel so paranoid when I don't know what's coming. Yeah, okay. Floor 73. Oh, which means, oh well. We have had the option, and we have chosen to class and culture by not observing when a certain number got passed. Good for us. You may now enjoy your beverage that you are using to hydrate. Please remember to hydrate with your pinky up, because we're classy now. Oh, noises. That doesn't possibly be spooky. Let's look at those eggs. I would look at the eggs, but I think Wugga has probably realized that unless he has reason to suspect Garuda, the eggs can't hold anything better for him, and that's more or less the case. Oh, Manaweavas, that means that this is a floor of fear. He has something to be afraid of. But if they're all going to sleep, also, Wugga's arachne has now evolved into an arash, making it even buffer. But yeah. Now, everything is paranoia, basically. Wugga actually has the herb and has it identified. That's handy. Unfortunately, this room is also a minefield. Oh, and now the monsters have outpaced Shauny's fire.
Shauny's level by an extent that no longer a fireball cannot defeat a golem. That's worrisome in a lot of ways. Wish there was more Wugga could be doing here, or like more, I guess maybe more hope that could be offered. Wugga is doing the utmost, it's going great, this is a fantastic run, but also he has like 50 minutes to make a 50 floor gap. That is increasing because Garuda is just so broken. Garuda is so unfair, and there's a good chance Shauny will get to 99, at which point the tower becomes pretty unstable. I forget if the ruling is that when we hit that point we call it. I suspect so. It loops and it becomes a little wonky, put it mildly. I don't think that has been officially declared. Well, that's not the idea. Actually, it's pretty handy to identify that scroll. That one's a good one to use, or to throw but not use, and so that's actually a pretty handy one to try out once. Checking it just to see if any of these coins are danger coins. One of the handy things about a thrown enemy weapon or other thrown object that kind of has collision as such, it's not the best way of putting it, but it's close enough, with an enemy, is that you can turn things around. Oh. Yeah, that is weird. Also, oh, that. Oh, he has another familiar bell. Of course he does. Well. Honestly, I think if I am on floor 81, I actually do feel good enough to play around with the barong a bit. Is there anything this egg? I mean, admittedly, there's nothing this egg could be that would make this really work, particularly at the phase they are at. But there are things it could be that could be fun. Mostly if it's another Garuda. Oh, a killer! That has put in a decent chunk of work in the past. It is worth mentioning that Arachnids and Arashes, while having tremendous attack, do have a slight tendency towards squishiness. No, this is not an ideal room. Yeah, that was a case of checking to see if any of those coins vanish when he enters and exits the room. If it does, that means it is in fact in trouble. Well, or it is a Mana Weaver in disguise. Because Shauny is the one who might make it to 99. I kind of suspect Shauny probably knows the rule about what happens if someone makes it to 99 and the tower starts looping. What do we do then? And will probably inform me if he makes that. Also, ooh, that's not a great situation for Wugga to be in. Luckily, he has managed to get out. Okay, match does end if someone hits 99. It's not written anywhere in particular, so I was not sure. Or good to hear it. We could see. Yeah, the point of no return be crossed. Yeah, that paralyzed wand is not good for anything at this point. His inventory is so good that it's no longer really fair. Oh, acid rain. Life goes on. Ooh, that is a room full of death. I mean that both literally and metaphorically. Welcome to Garuda. It is so completely busted. And unfortunately, the odds of getting further levels is low enough that we probably won't hear audio again until we're on a different floor. Shauny checking carefully for any traps, obstacles, delays, problems, etc. Feels like yeah, I would also check. I'm not sure what would happen if there was a surprise Mana Weaver attack. Oh, wrongs, of course. Why not? Do they not? I feel like they might, actually. But I will trust other judgments that have made a scientific study of it. Either way, occasionally they turn before you can get there, which admittedly is not especially useful in this context. luxury of all of this. The unbridled excess. This is what it would be like if like, I was going for a thing and then it's like, I was going for like a, okay. Stealths can spawn invisible, mana weavers can't spawn transformed. That is good to know. Oh, this could be very unpleasant. Yeah, that could have gone so much worse. It didn't, but it could have. Could have been very bad except for safe Garuda strats. I feel like there's a not insignificant chance that even if something happened to Garuda, Shauny could, in theory, still make it. I don't think he'd want to test that, but he's got a very strong inventory still. And he is very close to the finish line. I wouldn't want to try it myself, and I don't think anyone would, but it's a thing to be aware of, I guess. I'm sorry that you cannot put the Palumpa in your hands into your inventory. It's not yours. You're going to have to bring it back to the wild, I know. It's sad. Yea, though he walks through the valley of coins. Garuda is his shepherd, he shall not want, or something like that. Little mild sacrilege for the holidays. Using the Palumpa to check for traps? This is silly. Also, man, that was a lot of missed pickups. Checking for traps on the elevator. With the Palumpa. That is a delight. No, that's a room. That is an unpleasant room. Elevator, no, he cannot stay here. And also, wow, that is so many gold coins. That is comical and unfortunate, frankly. I feel irritated looking at that. It's funny to see a balloon pop. Wugga hitting the surprise Mana Weaver. Oh, this is pretty bad, actually. This is pretty bad. Good luck. Oh, now it's all a hallway, so that's fine. Actually. Never mind. Almost in a dangerous situation. monsters do stay aggro. That is unfortunate then. That is such a niche case. Well, good luck, Shauny. This is a really swell place for the Mirror Shield to come in clutch, I've gotta say. Yeah, he is going to keep using those Mahel Seeds to hopefully get out of that before anything happens. Yeah, we have not seen one this race, and not a whole lot of these this tournament. And Shauny managed to get past this. This is probably the biggest and most complete obstacle to potential to his odds of success. Yes. Well, that or another one of those, frankly. Floor 40. And that is a delightful floor count. Wugga is doing very good, and he has kept a pretty good pace all told. It's just not Garuda. Imagine Shauny dying at 98. That would be something. Then we would have a serious match on our hands. Specifically, can Wugga go as fast as it is possible to go? Good use of the Holy Scroll to keep himself safe while he is blinded. And he does not know what enemy is coming his way, or where it is, or so on. Floor 94. Oh, is this the end of Garuda? No, it's not. Those occasional extra little doses of EXP have enough. Yeah, basically, Wugga's kind of boned. Let's be honest. This Garuda is just too broken for non-Garuda to keep up with. That's just the way of the matter. Now, stealths could make this, even at that point, it would be a tall order. It would just go from an impossible order to a very tall one. Shauny feeling, I think, a little uncomfortable, both in terms of having those around and, what if there is something? It would take a superhuman effort, I would say. Yeah, and so now the question is, can Shauny clear these last couple of floors? There are stealths on them. They can happen at any time. This is a serious existential threat to his run. For, the next two of the remaining couple of floors. Oh, an egg. This run has so many. Oh, this is Spooks Magooks. But, Garuda is still Garuda, but also, Monster Den spawning stealths on a stealth floor. Has room for some yikes, I would say. If he lands back in that room. And that is clearly why he's not using Abduct here right now. If he lands back in that room, he might well be seriously boned. The crisis is momentarily over with. He is likely out of stealth country, though that is not a promise. Oh, it's Pickett. It's favorite. Honestly, I think there's something really nice about the fact that we all acknowledge Garuda is so broken, but we still, for the most part, have favorite monsters that aren't Garuda, which are just what they are because we love them. And I think that's very special. Okay. The trick he was going for with the coins did not, I think, technically work, but that's fine. Okay, here we are. Floor 98. Just one more elevator to go. And the match will be over, the run will be complete, all will be whole. And there we go. That is a match, I think. Do you have to get off of 99? Well, it's a match. But GG. Oh, some formidable looking monsters for that final level. And appropriate looking monsters come to that. We have all the endgame pals on an endgame looking floor even. That's kind of funny. Well, I get the message ready. Floor 100. Or, well, 99, but 99 forever. Garuda! One hit, but it's too late. I will get the interview set out. I will be going to the restroom real quick. And before we get, of course, a restore scroll does kind of mean that that's all pointless. Either way, GG to both runners. As they will be in for a second, I will be right back. You may start firing up questions.
I did a dumb. You there, Lady Jimmy? Oh, I don't know if our internet went out.
Hello.
Oh, there we go. Hello.
He was just in the restroom. GG on the clear, and then immediately losing Garuda the moment it stops being relevant.
Well, I don't think the Garuda works on that floor. It went to the same tile like twice. But anyway, yeah, I did a thing.
Yes, you did! You did a thing. The egg luck this game was insane. No Roches, but
every monster you might want to find an egg of was found at some point, pretty much.
Oh wow. So I guess Arachne's there and Picket.
Uh-huh. Not Picket, sadly.
Aw.
And so I guess there's that one, and not Dragon, which I guess would be the other one, but Arachne, U-Boat, you found a Garuda, there was a Naples, and then there are all the eggs that weren't identified because the monsters you had were too good.
Yeah. Okay.
There were a lot, but we don't know what they are.
So where did Wugga get to?
Wugga got to 48 on the third climb.
Wow. Okay. So all right.
That first tower being the first tower's first couple of floors being as rough as they were. Or fourth climb, actually. Actually, yeah. Being as rough as they were made that a problem.
Yeah, I figured if I toughed through it and if I found something worthwhile, it would give me the overall advantage. Which
Yeah,
I guess it did.
That is more or less what happened. Wugga had a bit of trouble keeping Kuhn in the first couple of floors, and in that run and a later run where he had a U-boat, and that kind of brought both of those two runs to an end. GG Wugga, fantastic job. Shauny just managed to tough it out to the point where he found a Garuda egg.
Clearly.
Oh, nice.
Otherwise.
Yep.
Yeah, I was all out on. Well, the first couple of runs were they were disastrous. I had to wind out a couple of times. I think this is my third climb.
Fourth, actually, apparently.
Four, yeah. So
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
that kind
Second
of.
one you winded out
tells me.
early. It was just not going in any particularly good direction, I think.
Yeah, there was a couple of input errors here and there, but all in all, I
These
figured.
were fantastic runs.
Yeah. Okay. Just as a heads up, I choked heavily on quite a few inputs. That's why I said laid down my message by taking a break. I'm like just walking away from the computer for a bit because I messed up bad with Garuda like 4 or 5 times. So.
Yep. There were a couple of very close calls, particularly when Manaweavers were around, which was a looming terror in the end game.
Yeah, I love being hit for 70 damage when I walk into a gold pile. That's great, especially if there might have been 2 of them and just ended my run right there.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, this had all of the egg luck one could conceivably want, except for, as we've noted, a couple, but so many of just the really good egg monsters. No roach fruits.
I was hoping for one because there was a couple Garuda floors in the first climb, but just as a heads up, Wugga, if you redo the seed, floor 90, 1-room floor, flat scrolls don't work.
Nice.
We discovered some fun new mechanics together.
Yes, we did. Oh,
They will remain aggroed. There was also
sounds
a monster den.
Not happy with that part, but I'll take it.
So was it just a single climb for you, Shauny?
Yep, Tower 1.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
I
figured by
I-
the time I took a death, it's anyone's game at that point. Like anything's gonna happen. But by the time I have 4th entry into the tower, I figured, I don't know. I have an Arachne, and that will carry me, and that carried me pretty far. But I figured if you were on your first climb and you had any kind of luck like that, and if you had a Garuda, for instance, then you're gonna be ahead. Like there's nothing I can do about that.
Well, the only reason I survived is because of your advice. Because normally when you do the any percent towers, you book it to like floor 16 with the Garudas, kill them for experience, then go on.
Mm-hmm.
All my fireballs were dedicated to getting me to level 35 because I was level 20 with Garuda for the longest time. So I'm like, no, I need to kill things. If I get sniped by something, I'm dead. And the mirror shield, despite everyone bad-mouthing it, saved me
Mirror
5
Shield
times.
totally got that from the starting Barong, and that was so clutch. There was one moment where I was like, oh, Shawnee will be so smug, he is vindicated. His favorite shield loves him back.
Yeah,
Mirror Shield
and-
is legit. I have nothing
Mirror
against
Shield,
Mirror Shield.
very legit, and like this was when he had the Garuda block.
yeah. There was 2 blind reflects, 1 lowdown reflect for what, or no, 2 lowdown reflects for what that's worth. Then there was,
A lot of good work.
yeah, then there was, I want to say just 1 straight, like I walked on the elevator and I didn't realize the block was in line with me. Oh, so we're gonna learn what happens when you earthquake on floor 99.
Yeah, probably will go to floor 99 once again, but yes.
Who knows?
I'm gonna point out, Sand Knight, it is not heresy to say that other shields that help you avoid damage are good, or in this case, death by paralysis.
Yeah, or there was one instance where I was holding on. Do I still have it in my inventory? No, I finally got rid of the eyesight restoring herb, the rhodium herb or whatever.
Yeah, you used that one, I think.
I was holding on to that because I'm like, if I get blinded and I have to teleport, I'm like, it is the worst possible outcome. But I think my final time for this was like 2:30 or 2:27 or something.
Something like that.
Like it
Yep,
was a
that's a good
darn good
time.
climb. I'll take that.
That
Oh,
said, I
for
think
sure.
we can all agree shields that help you avoid damage and or death by paralysis better than shields that provide defense.
What we can agree on is the seal wand is the most useless wand in the game. I still
Yes,
stand by that.
That's pretty true.
That's rubbish, yeah.
Yeah. So do
I
you
would
want
say
this? Do you
I
want
would
to
say
lock
the
the
wood
spells?
wand is probably the most useless wand, but at the
No.
same time,
The thing is, the seal wand, you might want the enemies to actually use
Waste
their
their turn.
spells.
that's fair enough. That is
If
in
you
a couple
lock-
of cases.
If you lock a block spell or something like that, that's good. If you lock something which shouldn't have, or whatever magic, you might die because of it wasting his turn or whatever. No. The seal wand to me is still the most useless.
It's very fair.
Well, cool. It means if I remember the brackets, Wugga, you're gonna get sent to the losers bracket. You get to beat up Chai. That's gonna be a heck of a match.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to that at all. It's gonna be an interesting match. Same as this one. I was really looking forward to this one.
It was a fantastic match to watch. There was so much going on.
Oh, there goes the rooms.
Yeah, it took me a little while to get a good run going. Once I actually found the Arachne, then I knew, okay, well, this is clear. If Shawnee's ahead, she's ahead. But yeah, other than that, like besides just having abysmal luck early on the first runs, this was a pretty fun seed. It
was.
definitely doable. I think. Well, clearly doable. So, yeah. But
It was that when you watch back this, like it was that first, probably 20 floors that were horrible.
Yeah.
And then once I found the Garuda, then or I found truth glasses in the Garuda egg, and I'm like, well, it's like I kind of have to now at this point. I'm versing literally the person who's been nicknamed by the community Garuga, so like I have to force myself to use it.
Serves to be right.
Yeah.
That I think my first climb was like floor 6. I had to bail out super early, and then
It was rough.
Just
It
every
was
bad thing that could happen, every trap that could happen. Kuhn died several times. I'm thinking, okay, well, I have a wind crystal. I guess I'll just accumulate some items, and then I'll come back, see if I can get another run going.
Yeah, you had some really good inventories to re-enter with.
Oh,
While
yeah.
this seed was at times very mean, it was also at times very generous.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the RNG's fixed. Of course it is. I'm like, why is it dragon hitting me? Okay, that makes sense now. You know what? We're just going to play the 1 and 8 game. Cool. We're gonna check what the eggs are before I. Nope. Okay. Because I'm actually curious, so I don't have time to hatch them anymore.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I have a couple of eggs as well. I want to know what those are.
Let's have
so
a big barrage of seeing what was in the eggs that you didn't need or use because all of your monsters were too good to begin with.
Shauny, you get to go first because you won the round.
Well, I'm trying to get the dragon lined up. He keeps moving away. He's blind and confused. So it was a viper egg and a bloom. That was the last two I had.
Let's see what I
Not the
got.
worst.
A block. So yeah, I figured that might have been a good combination with an
Yeah.
arachne. Huh?
That would be
And,
the super monster scenario.
Oh yeah, the
and a
arachne.
wee dog. Sorry, what?
Yeah, the arachne.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was just writing that all the way towards the end. Page 56. No. I've been playing as we're doing the interview, so probably around 50.
According to Deme, you got 48 or something?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
Well,
sounds
that's
about
it.
right.
48,
then.
46. Yeah.
This is the first time in all the
Alright.
tournaments I've actually gotten to the finals, so I'll take that.
Congrats. Have good luck in the final round.
I'm just hyped to watch Chai versus Wugga. That'll be fun.
That will be really good.
Yeah,
Okay,
looking
I
forward
think
to
that
that one.
about wraps it up. Thank you both for the fantastic runs. Thank you to the folks at SpeedGaming.
Thank you, Lady Deme, for stepping up and doing commentary again. It's always wonderful.
Thank you.
Yep,
Thank you.
thanks,
It is
Deme.
always a good time. None of the commands are working, but here is our Discord at the very least. I do have the link for that still. See you next time, everybody.
See you in the final,
Bye-bye.
Shauny.
Yep.